हमें कौन पढ़थुलु till now we have learned about the Aryan invasion theory. It was given by British. Under what circumstances you know better, right? Then you know few terms. You are aware about now. You are aware about that cat versus cat. And they were mostly Persians or Aryans, Iranians. ସେମାନେ କୋଉ ପଟେ ଆସିଲେ you know better. North western frontier passes ଦେଇକି ସେମାନେ ଆସିବେ ଭିତରକୁ. Now you know what is dasas. You know what are dasyus. Now dasas versus now those dasas and dasyus in the due process of time we'll see will become sudras and atisudras. We're gradually making base for what na caste system and for that of the varna system, right? Then you know about the 10 mandals of the Rig Veda. 2nd to 7th were oldest, 1st and 10th were the latest. Then you know about Zen Avesta, Persians manakara sacred text, right? You know about that also. And Sethere Rig Vedara god, Zen Avestara god, kara similar name thilam. Most of the names were similar. So it is one of the proof that Aryan invasion theory was correct. But just wait. After the end of the ancient history class, ମୁଁ ସବୁ ସରିଲା ପରେ ମୁଁ ତମକୁ କହିବି ପ୍ରୁଫ ବି ଦେବି କି Aryan invasion theory is not a correct theory. କିନ୍ତୁ ତମମାନେ ଏବେ ପାଇଁ କି ମାନି ଚାଲ ସେଟା ଠିକ ବୋଲି ତାର କାउंटर पार्ट एथि ପାଇଁ ଦିଆ ହେବ କାରଣ ସେଟା करंट अफेयर रे अछि. Clear? Then you know about the Sapta Sindhu region. Now, video going clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Now you know about the Sapta Sindhu region. Why it is called as Sapta Sindhu? You know about Indus. Hopefully, you can imagine it on a map, right? Sapta Sindhu region. Sapta Sindhu mane Indus ra plus 5 more tributaries. मन रखी जा सब Indus plus 5 tributaries. आउ गोटे नई अछि तार अछि कुभ. Kuba is from Afghanistan. Hence सातटा नदी हला. River ra significance हमको आगुरु कुहाई छि Indus Valley civilization रे. Why Indus and all? Thus under so Rig Veda says it was a Sapta Sindhu region or a land of 7 rivers. गंगार मेंशन कोठी नाही कारण एमाने एत बन जाके गंगा जाके आसी नाहंती. अर्ली ऋग वैदिक फेज कथा कुआउची. Thus गंगा is not a sacred river. जेतले जोठी तमे आसी के एस्टैब्लिश हो सेटा तमरो सैक्रेड रिवर हबो. जेमिति ओडिसा सिविलाइजेशन रे हमरो सैक्रेड रिवर होची महानदी. Unfortunately the river is dying and we Odia people are in no position to do anything. That's a different thing, right? So the sacred river was Saraswati. Jahar na Avestar hochi Hakravati. Then you know about the Dasas and the Dasyus. तापर तमे जानलो ना कोन. Now you know about Panchajanas. जोठी मन नाही मते पचार दउ. I'll repeat. Panchajana, the 5 main tribes. पंचजनु जोड़े मेन ट्राइब थियो नाम मन रखियो. गोटे भरत गोटे त्रिस्तु. से भरत ट्राइब अनुसार भारत रा ना पड़छि भारत, राइट. ता किंग ना भी थिला भरत. से मानकर गुरु ना थिला कोन ना प्रीस्ट वशिष्ठ. In the due process of time, Bharata clan or the Bharata tribe will become very powerful. So 10 kings will get clubbed up against the Bharata. तापर गोटे battle हबो. King माने Bharata versus the 10 kings. That is called as Battle of 10 Kings. Bharata clan will win. से माने जीती होला पारे जो 10टा किंग जो मिस थिले सेथुरु 5टा थिले मन रखियो. 5टा थिले कोन आर्यंस. आउ 5टा कोन थिले नॉन आर्यंस. ताको भितरु गोटे ट्राइब थिला सेटा होची पुरु. आर्यन ट्राइब ता सेटा होची पुरु. ए भारत will club up with the Purus. ताको नेकी मिसै देबे निज संगरे. Thus a new tribe will get formed and its name will be Kuru. Kurus. Kurus. We are making base for Kurukshetra. We are making base for caste system and Varna system and Mahabharata and upcoming of Lord Krishna. We will see to that part also, right? Agriculture विषय में काली पढ़ीचु लैंड रो किछि खास वैल्यू नथिला पैस्टोरल नोमैड्स थिले काउज मानकर बेसी सिग्निफिकेंस थिला कोन पे थिला बिकॉज़ दे वर पैस्टोरल नोमैड्स से पैस्चर लैंड को खोजी की आसी की पहुंचथिले इंडिया रे or in that of the Karana early Vedic faith or in that of the Sapta Sindhu region, right? They came over there. Now we have learned another term named as Ayas, AYAS. Hopefully you all have read the R.A. Sharma book. Jadi kehi padhi ke asana, then it is a sheer wastage of time. Go read it once again, right? So Ayas means copper or bronze. So no clear evidence of trade. समुद्र टर्म गोटे अच्छी समुद्र माने ओशन की नहीं दैट इज डाउटफुल बट वन थिंग इज क्लियर दैट समुद्र मीन्स एटलीस्ट कलेक्शन ऑफ वाटर लैटर वेदिक फेज रे समुद्र मीन्स ओशन और सी रिग वेदिक फेज रे समुद्र माने ओशन वी आर नॉट वेरी मच क्लियर अबाउट इट अंडरस्टैंड द टर्म वी आर नॉट आमे पूरा ना कहूं तक वी आर नॉट वेरी मच क्लियर अबाउट इट बट काहे कि आमे कोन पे कहूनु बिकॉज़ रिग वेदिक फेज रे जो ज्योग्राफी कथा कहूची प्रिलिम्स क्वेश्चन जो ज्योग्राफी कथा से कहूची ऋग वैदिक फेज रे सेटा ओशन को टच करूनी यदि ओशन को टच करूनी प्रोबेबली दे वर नॉट अवेयर ऑफ द ओशन thus समुद्र does not means probably does not means sea or ocean किंतु later vedic phase जोटा कि नेक्स्ट आसीबो the geographical extension will reach towards the seas or ocean thus there samudra will become ocean or sea in Rig Veda phase samudra does not means ocean or sea एत्ती की नॉलेज को से बुले की चारटा स्टेटमेंट बने की पकेबो प्रीलिम्स रे डू नॉट गेट अननेसेसरीली कंफ्यूज्ड जियोग्राफिकल एक्सटेंशन नाही समुद्र जाएंगे तणु करी ए समुद्र जतले कहूची ऋग वेद वी आर नॉट वेरी मच श्योर स्टेटमेंट देखे वी आर नॉट वेरी मच श्योर मु पूरा कोनी नुह बोली किंतु गोटे जिंस तो श्योर सेटा कलेक्शन ऑफ वाटर दैट इज टू बी श्योर समथिंग टू डू विथ वाटर कलेक्शन ऑफ वाटर रिवर कोनी ताको से देखे कुछ बिग कलेक्शन ऑफ वाटर दिस मच इज क्लियर
Yes, sir.
नाउ लिसन ट्राइबल पॉलिटी काली मु कहितली राजन कोन किंग पॉलिटी सिस्टम किंग ता ग्रेजुअली हेरिडिटरी केमथि हो यू नो बेटर नाउ but in the tribal society king was not absolute power of king will come in later vedic phase एने होनी ता ऊपर रेस्ट्रिक्शंस अछि ट्राइबल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस अछि ट्राइबल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ना तुम काली म कहिछि सभा समिति विधाता सभा द सेम एज ग्राम सभा आ काली मु एग्जांपल तुम दोथिली व्हेन आई वाज इन वेरी रिसेंटली आई वाज इन अरुणाचल प्रदेश सेठी एबे भी सभा लागछि इट्स अ ट्राइबल सोसाइटी अरुणाचलीज सभार स्ट्रेंथ आज भी बहुत सेठी सभारे तले की बसबे ना ऑल एलिजिबल पीपल टू सिलेक्ट द मेंबर्स ऑफ समिति एई सभारू किछि लोक इलेक्ट हेक जिबे कोठी कि ना समिति को कोन करिवे ना पॉलिटिकल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टा से पॉलिटिकल डिसीजंस नबो समिति रे वुमेन नाही समिति रे कोन पे कि वुमेन नाही मु काली क्लास रे कहितली कारण मोर और लेस समिति वाज डीलिंग विथ वॉरफेयर द फेमिनिन एस्पेक्ट ऑफ द वुमेन was not suitable there thus probably they themselves have stayed away from it thus samiti does not have women but sabha and vidhata had vidhata mane congregation of people for ritual purpose india re or rig vedic phase ru amar thought process hochi kono men you cannot write this because these things will get concretized as late as gupta phase से to start है कि thought process करा to rig vedic phase start है कि concretized है कि scripted होची even ramayana mahabharata jotted down and will be written out as late as gupta phase सेता बोलने कि श्रुति और स्मृति रे चलची एई सब जिंस रे gradually within the centuries gradually से jotted down है कि gupta phase लिखा होची thus gupta phase will be the golden era of ancient india things are getting clear Pradhanjali things are getting clear
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
thus sabha and vidhata had women that shows the corner, the social aspect of the woman was much in a better condition than that of the later Vedic phase. Later Vedic phase रे केमती degradation होची आमी ताको आगु देखिया as of now level. Other things were like पुरोहित मु तुम कहितली काली गॉड कांसेप्ट आछि गॉड कांसेप्ट आछि माने ताको पूजा पूजी करे रखी गोटे आसो कांसेप्ट गोटे प्रिस्टली क्लास अछि that they are called as पुरोहित continuous warfare होची सेना दरकारे those who can use their spears axes and sword सेनानी पुरोहित सेनानी सभा समिति विधाता आयास दासस दस्युस समुद्र ये सब टर्म सब दरकार पड़ियो टैक्स कलेक्शन पे कई लोक नहीं ना यू नो व्हाई एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिंग ऑफ जस्टिस पे कई लोक नहीं काहे कि ना छोटो ट्राइबल यूनिट टा सेठी ग्राम सभा रे बहुत जिंस डिसाइड हे जाउची किबा किंग पथे बहुत जिंस डिसाइड हे जाउ स्पेसिफिक यूनिट लाइक दैट ऑफ द जुडिशियल सिस्टम वाज नॉट नीडेड देन नेक्स्ट एठू आमेने स्टार्ट करिया दे सुनिबा दे वर पैस्टोरल नोमैड्स गाय चरंती गाय चरे पे कि तुमको कौन दरकार है ग्रासलैंड दरकार है जदि ग्रासलैंड तुम दरकार है ताले ग्रासलैंड रो मेंटेनेंस भी तो करिया पड़िबो ना यू जस्ट कैन नॉट यूज इट vehemently thus for the maintenance of the grassland or the pasture land one officer was being appointed or a man was being appointed they was called as monokyu Rajapati another term come Rajapati प्रिलिम्स रे एंशिएंट और मेडिवल रो बहुत टर्म्स मन रखा को पड़िबो एलंग विथ बुझाटा दे आर कॉल्ड एज ब्रजपति ता परे एबे छोड़ लेटर वेदिक फेज रहबा किबा इन होउची ग्रेजुअली वार होउची पॉपुलेशन बढ़ुची अन्य ट्राइब आइदर स्लेव हे जन नाल मिसी जाउचंती जन माने ट्राइब रो संख्या बढ़ी बढ़ी जाउची माने आमे रिग वेदिक फेज रु अर्ली रिग वेदिक फेज रु आगु बढ़ु चने बुझिबु ताको नंबर बढ़ी बढ़ी जाउची नाउ दैट नंबर हैज ग्रोन दस छोट छोट माने सी ट्राइब भीतर छोट छोट ग्रुप हे कि रहउचंती राइट now we are making the concept of village in the due process of time that will become village in later Vedic age तो छोट छोट ग्रुप हे कि रहउचंती किंग गोटे ऊपर रहउची बडटे ता भीतर जो छोट छोट ग्रुप हे रहले they were called as grama करिया तो रहिया माने छोट छोट in the due process of time that will become से छोट छोट यूनिट रो जे हेड हबो they will be called as gramini tribes is growing in numbers बड़ नंबर होची सेटा तो छोट छोट यूनिट रे तापर से ट्राइब भीतर छोट छोट यूनिट रे रहउचंती से गोटे छोट यूनिट रो हेड को कुआला ग्रामीणी ग्रामीणी से छोट यूनिट रो सब जिंस रो देखभाल कला सबुठु बड़ नेसेसिटी थिला पैस्चर लैंड को मेंटेन करिवा इन द ड्यू प्रोसेस ऑफ टाइम ग्रामीणी will become a powerful post Ujela or you want me to repeat
Yes, sir.
Rajapati je pasture land को control करूची now the tribe is growing small units of tribe तार head को कुआला ग्रामीणी रो किंबा से स्मॉलर ट्राइबल यूनिट्स रो किंबा पूरा ट्राइब रो मेन काम थला pasture land को मेंटेन करिवा because they were pastoral nomads gradually ग्रामीणी will become ब्रजपति समय आगु बढ़ी बढ़ी जीवो ग्रामीणी ब्रजपति भी हे जीवो जोड़ा का पावर फ्यूज हे जीवो सी गोटे पावरफुल पोजीशन में बसिबो जस्ट वेट एंड वॉच आगु राइट नाउ टेल मी use your logic and tell me tribal society pastoral nomads moving from one place to other can they have a standing army समाने स्टैंडिंग आर्मी मेंटेन करि परिबे की can the Rig Vedic phase people maintain a standing army
No, sir.
काई
Sir,
सर सेतबेले आर्मी हेइथिले लैंड रो वैल्यू थांदा बट सेतबेले लैंड रो बेसी वैल्यू नथला काउ रो थिला एंड स्टैंडिंग आर्मी थिले ताको मेंटेन भी करिया को पड़ी थांदा तो सो से टाइम रे आ से टाइम रे किछि माने लैंड पई वार भी हो नथिला बेसी काउ थिला सबटू बड़ वेल्थ तो सेथि पई
काओ ପାଇଁ କି war तो होउथिला ना that was called as गवस्ती war तो होउथिला ना स्टैंडिंग आर्मी दरकार थिला ना हां ସେମାନେ मेंटेन करि परिबे ना नाही सी इट इज नॉट an easy task to maintain an standing army. There are in this modern world there are various nations who do not have their own standing army like that of Bhutan. Bhutan in this modern world is taking help of India to counter that of Chinese. Even the Nepalese are more or less dependent on India to counter Chinese. It is not an easy task. Whether we have the third largest army of this or the armed forces on this planet, agreed. Just because we are the fifth largest economy, we are in a position to afford it. US has the largest armed forces because they are the largest economy of the world. गोटे स्टैंडिंग आर्मी रो प्रोडक्टिविटी किछि नहीं से किछि बनौनी मैन्युफैक्चर को जते टंका खर्च होउची resources are needed to maintain an army in the Rig Vedic phase. Resources were limited. Why? We are not very much sure that there was trade and commerce. Both were trade and commerce ही होनी ताक पाकर रिसोर्स फ्री रे ठिया करी खाए दवा पे टंका नहीं ओडिसा रे गोटे कास्ट ग्रुप अछि ता ना होछि खंडायत से कौन थे ना किंग्स मानकर इवन इन द मेडिवल डेज फॉरगेट ऋग्वेद इवन इन द मेडिवल डेज एंड एंशिएंट डेज खंडायत आर द कास्ट ग्रुप हु आर द वॉरियर क्लास हु विल फाइट फॉर द किंग एट द टाइम ऑफ वॉर इवन द रिच ओडिशा द कलिंग ओडिशा was in no position to give on a salary to the खंडायत तेणुकर ताको देला से तो लैंड देला तेणुकरी पीस टाइम रे खंडायत माने जे चाष करंती वार टाइम रे सेमन आसी लढीबे तेणुकरी कोस्टल ओडिसा रे लैंडेड प्रॉपर्टी वाला मोर और लेस देखियो खंडायत हेथिबे जेतक चाष जमी या करी बाकर थिबो लैंडेड एस्टेट ए माने आगु कोन हेबे ना ए माने ही जमींदार हेबे आगु काहे की ना सेमाने मखरे लैंडेड प्रॉपर्टी अछि मिडिवल फेज रे भी एंशिएंट फेज रे भी despite of all the things of trade and commerce the kings were in no position to give salary to their warrior class thus they were giving lands thus will lead to rise of something called as in the due process of time in a different form something called as feudal system करिया ताको so rig vedic phase रे war होउची किंतु एते रिसोर्सेस नहीं और स्मॉल ट्राइबल यूनिट्स भितर गोटे स्पेसिफिकली सैलरीड देकी किबा रिसोर्सेस खर्च करिकी गोटे स्टैंडिंग आर्मी मेंटेन करिवु thus rig veda does not have standing army clear or you want me to repeat Arpit
हां सर क्लियर
Priti
Yes, sir.
एतक गप एथिपई कुहाला कारण सब तक मिसे कि गोटे प्रिलिम्स क्वेश्चन हबो किबा गोटे मेंस क्वेश्चन हबो किबा गोटे मेंस रो क्वेश्चन गोटे सब पार्ट हबो you should be in a position to write all these things in a very limited words next is civil system now I do not need to explain life was not very complicated and all those factors which I say thus there was no civil system civil authority type ro civil system सेठी किछि नथिला बुझला Gramini in the due process of time will become Rajapati. There is no civil system. There is no standing army. Now you know why, right? Now you know the terms Purohita. Now you know the terms Senani. You know what is Rajan, what is Sabha, what is Samiti, what is Vidhata, what is Ayas, what is Samudra, what is Gavasti. Mane search for cows. Tapping war hutla. Land was not the property. वार होउची अर्पित तापै कि गोटे स्टैंडिंग आर्मी दरकार अछि एबिन दो कि वार होउनी होउची बट it was not affordable nor it was needed छोटो ट्राइबल यूनिट टा सबुतक आई रिपीट सबुतक मेन जाइके लड़ुले कंटिन्यूअस वॉरफेयर continuously men were fighting against other men getting to safeguard the tribe or to safeguard the jana men were needed or boys were needed thus while praying to god ए सबु मंत्र रे कौन अच्छी ना समस्त पुओ दरकार हुए the same mantras are continuing even today in this modern world तम घरे जेतबे होम होउथबो लास्ट को तम बापा बसथिबे कोन है कि करता है कि तम मां भी बसथिबे लास्ट को पिला छ समस्त डका हबो तम ऊपर आसिक ब्राह्मण चावल पकेइबो लास्ट मंत्र जोटा हुए ता माने होचे या जो लास्ट को हबो याकू पुओ दियो पुओ दियो पुओ दियो अप टू 4 जनरेशंस में खाली पुओ दियो पशु दियो पिला दियो स्पेसिफिकली को हबो पुओ दियो it is not anti women or misogynistic no this is the culture of those days of the Rig Vedic era where there was continuous warfare to safeguard the tribe or jana boys or men were needed thus it was very natural for the mother or for the father or for the tribe or as a society as a whole to pray to the god to have more men with them. They were not killing the girl child but it was a truly necessity. Now that has come through all these days so those mantras are still alive and intact thus aspirations of for boys is still has shown up itself something in the form of patriarchy agu kame korea later vedic phase mein. This is also a question bujela sujata
So ताहले जेंडर डिस्पैरिटी होउथिला ताले से टाइम रे
होला
जेंडर डिस्पैरिटी होउथिला ताले
अरे जेंडर डिस्पैरिटी हो नथिला से माने एथि ପାଇଁ मागुथले पुओ कोन कंटीन्यूअस वारफेयर चलथिला और वार लड़े ପାଇଁ कि मेन नो दरकार थाए thus everyone was willing to have more boys so there was nothing like female ferticide even today in the tribal society there is no female ferticide. Let me tell you another example of Arunachal Pradesh. I was shocked when I went over there. पहाड़ ऊपरे माने भावे I was राती 11 साढ़े 11 हेलानी I look different from them. राती साढ़े 11 पहाड़ ऊपरे गोटिए बॉल माने just one ball it was all darkness everywhere झियो माने राती 11 बाटे पहाड़ ऊपर काम करिकी एका चल चली फेरुचंती भुवनेश्वर कटक रे that is not a possibility crime can happen anytime but they were roaming freely on the mountains that too alone at night 12 o'clock 11 o'clock this is called as tribal society the same culture still follows and there is reverse dowry system even today in Arunachal Pradesh. Thus, as the continuous warfare was happening, thus it was a necessity of the society to have men. बहुत men से तो कौन मरी भी जाऊँ Is that clear? Now, these things will lead to something called as polygamy. तामाने कौनो we'll see to it later. बुझेला?
जी सर
Now listen. Another term. Tribe रो गोटे टर्म होची ऋग्वेद रे जन जेएनए मु काली तुम बुझेइथिली जनपद माने कोन आई होप यू स्टिल रिमेंबर जनपद माने पाद फीट जन माने ट्राइब्स ट्राइब टा मूव करूची सेटल्ड इन ता पादटा सेटल्ड हेनी तणु को हेउची जन सेटल जी एग्रीकल्चर करिकी सेटल हे जीवो गोट जगह रे कोन करिवो स्टे कर जीवो व्हेन हिज फीट विल गेट सेटल्ड पद विल गेट सेटल्ड जो में से रहिबे दैट इज कॉल्ड जनपद ऋग वेद नेवर मेंशनड केबे मेंशन करिनी जनपद से 275 प्लेसेस रे नंबर इज नीडेड अबाउट 275 प्लेसेस the term jana was being mentioned in Rig Veda but not even once janapada because the kingdom was not yet established by that time. Another term for jana or tribe in Rig Veda is Vish, V-I-S. Another term for jana or tribe in Rig Veda is called as Vish, V-I-S. तापर gradually हमें आगु को बढ़ुचु जन और विश that is tribe will grow. एने ताको संख्या कहला ना बड़ी 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 गला एबे कोन करी हबो ना specific boys or youths, those who can fight, can be selected out. ताको सिलेक्ट करी हबो ताकू गोटे छोटो आउ गोटे छोटो ट्राइबल यूनिट बनै हबो, so that specifically ताको ट्रेनिंग देई हबो, so that they can go and fight against another wish or another jana or another tribe. That smaller unit of or that smaller tribal unit which can go and fight and safeguard the complete jana is called as grama. I repeat, jana ra au gote term hochi vish. Jana ra au gote term hochi vish, VIS. Tribe body body wala. Now they can select out specifically or they can make smaller tribal units specifically who can go and fight the war. से जो specific unit हमें बनेलु पूरा जन भितर smaller tribal units which can go and fight the war, they were called as मन रखे gram. When ए जनर ए विश्व ग्राम ए विश्व किमा जन ग्राम तले आमना सामना हेबे तले लड़ीबे, that is called as संग्राम. Gavasti was war. Sangrama is also war. Gavasti ro meaning होची search for cows. एठी भी search for cows होची कोठी संग्राम रे. गवस्ती टा स्पेशलाइज्ड नथिला, संग्राम टा स्पेशलाइज्ड हे गला, माने स्पेसिफिक ट्राइबल यूनिट्स गोट से आसिक लड़ची संग्राम रे. Getting the difference, both are war. Start हेची गवस्ती रु ऋग वेद रे से आसिकी ड्यू प्रोसेस टाइम में आगु को हमें बढ़ीचु संग्राम को आसछु हमें स्पेशलाइज्ड वारफेयर होचे एथरस माने ट्राइबल यूनिट गोटे जाय कि ए जनर ट्राइबल यूनिट दैट इज ग्राम ए जनर ट्राइबल यूनिट सब जाय कि से लड़ीची, सो टू ग्रामर्स विल फेस ईच अदर, दैट इज कॉल्ड अ संग्राम. बुझला? डन. स्वयं संपन्ना.
Yes, sir.
Now let's start a very necessary thing that is called as social division. So listen, social division माने कौन? Social division माने हो चाहिए कि सोसाइटी रे एतिकी टाइप्स रो बेसिकली जब तू देखियो सोसाइटी रे एतिकी टाइप्स रो ऑक्युपेशन अछि, मतलब एतिकी टाइप रो लोक अछन. लाइक वकील मानकर गोटे निजर संघ अछि. इट इज नॉट प्रैक्टिकली पॉसिबल टू टच ए लॉयर. ताको संघ बाहरी पड़ले कथा सरला. ट्रक ड्राइवर्स मानकर किमा ड्राइवर्स मानकर संघ अछि. जे तू प्रकृत रे देखियो इट इज द ट्रू कास्ट सिस्टम ना और वर्ण सिस्टम ना. विल सी टू इट. ताहाले ऋग वैदिक फेज रे जेति टाइप रो ऑक्युपेशन थिबो किबा सेति टाइप रो लोक ही थिबे. सो देयर वाज अ वॉरियर क्लास, टू बी वेरी क्लियर हला. आउ गोटे देयर वाज अ प्रिस्टली क्लास जे कोन करची एजुकेशन आउ एंड डीलिंग विथ द गॉड्स. गोटे होची वॉरियर क्लास, आ गोटे होची प्रिस्टली क्लास, आउ बाकी तक लोक जो माने बळी गले. Mostly they were nomadic herders or the people. तेणु करी तीनटा क्लास ही हेई परियो. तनो फोर्थ क्लास नथिला, शूद्र कांसेप्ट नथिला. ऋग वैदिक फेज रे वर्ण सिस्टम रो कांसेप्ट नाही, कास्ट सिस्टम तो पर आसीबो. ऋग वेद रे जाति प्रथा वर्ण प्रथा भितर मेंशन नाही, से लैटर वैदिक फेज रे आसीबो. If your sacred text is Rig Veda, then you should not follow. There is something called as caste system. Caste system is the natural growth. We'll see to that in later Vedic phase. Rig Veda does not have any mention of the caste system or that of the Varna system. Basically, there were three groups very कारण हमर कोन पळे आसी संग्राम पळे आसी सॉरी ग्राम पळे आसी so there is a warrior group, so there is a priestly class, there are the other rest of the people, basically nomadic herders. So there are three class, so the social division so have three classes. Fourth, that is Shudra, are not there. Understand, Shudra गोटे टर्म है कि वर्ण सिस्टम स्पेसिफिक करूची सेमती टर्म नाही, किंतु स्लेव्स अछंती बुझला. दासस एंड दस्युज अछंती. दस्युज आर द अतिशूद्रस. भीमराव बाबा साहब अंबेडकर was an अतिशूद्र. Throughout the history from last 5,000 years, if not Sudras, Atisudras were being humiliated and discriminated. They were the untouchables. They were untouchables even for the Sudras. So the most suffering class were Atisudras. From those conditions, Baba Sahib came out. This makes him a legend. And we'll deal with Baba Sahib Ambedkar in the due process of time. As of now, leave it. Thus, the division was not very sharp. Things are clear? Social divisions.
Yes, sir.
Let's come to God. Last topic is this God. Then we'll deal with this Varna system today only. Now listen. तो काली कहिथली मन रखिथु. I hopefully you are making running notes. The notions of God. God class that normally कोडी हुएनी, but we'll do notions of God. And we have seen there is something called as naturalistic notion of God, personalistic notion of God, impersonalistic notion of God. Rig Vedic phase रे naturalistic to start ହେଇची, personalistic रे जाके सामने पहुंचे चंदी. We have dealt with Indra, Agni God, fire God, water God, air God, natural forces को personify करचंदी. Now understand. Rig Veda people were tribal people, nomadic pastorals. से ताको कैटल्स हर्डर्स को नेकी आगु बढ़ुचंती. सेमाने जोठी रहिबे गोटे फोर्टिफाइड फोर्ट, फोर्टिफाइड मड सेटलमेंट करिवे. माटी रो गोटे फोर्ट बनेबे होला. ऋग वेद कहूछ आ सेथरे सेमाने ताको गाई मानु को प्रोटेक्ट करिके रखिबे. फोर्टिफाइड मड सेटलमेंट. जदि आउ गोटे जन आउ गोटे ट्राई जदि अटैक करिया थिबो ताको फोर्ट टाको भांगिया पड़ियो. से फोर्ट टाको भांगिला बेलू थरे कौन होईची ना वर्षा हो जाइची. माटीटा से माटी तक ये कौन करची वर्षा पानी बसई देइची. ए ट्राइबटा आछि, ए ट्राइब रो गाई तक नहीं पळैची. तेणु करी ताकू लागुच कोन ना हमकू गॉड हेल्प कला. एत बड़ रिसोर्स हमको गॉड देइची. तेणु करी इंद्र रा तू देखिबू गोटे वाहन अछि हाथीटे. अरे तार केतरा सुंड, तार 10टा 12टा सुंड थियो देखुटी. सी कौन करुची पानी नहीं के आछी ऊपर तळु पकई दोची. तेणु कर जो फोर्टिफाइड मड सेटलमेंट अछि सेटा भांगी गला. सो गॉड इज हेल्पिंग and it is the true help that any god can do. Thus Indra is the king of everyone. So Indra will become the king of God. Indra हाथ तू देखिबू इंद्र कर वेपन होची ना कोन ना लाइटनिंग ब्रज, राइट. लाइटनिंग वज्र. से लाइटनिंग टाउ की धरची ना इंद्र धरची. जेते बेले वार होची जदी वर्षा हे गला लाइटनिंग मारला आउ सामना वाला मडटा जदी पळौची भांगी जाउची, लॉर्ड इंद्र has came with highest gift. Thus Indra will become the highest god. काली कहिथली notion of God, the requirement of human thought process or psychology will create the nature of God, not vice versa. God has created us or not could be a question mark, but we have created the notion of God is a reality. सेतोळ टाइम रो ज्योग्राफी रो नीड्स जेमती थिला ता गॉड सेमती हिची. देखे ज्योग्राफी बदलची, नीड बदलची, गॉड रो स्ट्रक्चर भी बदलची. आगु को किछि दरकार पड़िबोनी. लॉर्ड विष्णु विल कम, शिवा विल कम. इस्लामिक जोन रे अल्लाह विल कम, यूरोपियन जोन रे गॉड विल कम. Getting? Hence Indra is a natural outcome of the needs of those days, geography and the needs of the people. So he will become the primary god. The second primary god, of course, will become Agni, fire. Now, kainki na fire is used for burning forest. Luha mille, burning forest. Luha eto asini. Burning forest for cooking, keeping the wild animals away. Thus, Agni will become the second prominent god. ତମେ ଦେଖୁଥିବ ଯଜ୍ଞ ହେଲା ବେଳକୁ ହୋମ ହେଲା ବେଳକୁ ତମ ଘରେ ବ୍ରାହ୍ମଣ ଜଣେ ଆସିବେ ବସିବେ ମନ୍ତ୍ର ପଢିବେ ଲାଷ୍ଟ କହିବେ କଣ ନା ସ୍ୱାହା. Swaha is the wife of Agni. Agni can be pacified only in front of his wife, right? Hence ତମେ ଦେଖୁଥିବ ନା କଣ କରୁଛି ଆମେ ଅଗ୍ନିରେ ଘିଅ ପକଉଛୁ, ଖଇ ପକଉଛୁ, ଗୁଡ଼ ପକଉଛୁ, ଫୁଲ ପକଉଛୁ, ସେଟା କଣ ହଉଛି? ସେଟା ଜଳୁଛି, ଜଳିକି ଧୂଆଁ ହଉଛି, ଧୂଆଁ ହେଇକି ଉପରକୁ ଉଠୁଛି. ରିଗ୍ ବେଦିକ ଫେଜ୍ ଲୋକଙ୍କୁ ଲାଗୁଛି ବାଦଲ ଅଛି ଉପରେ, ବାଦଲ ଉପରେ ଗଡ ବସିଛନ୍ତି. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଅଗ୍ନିରେ ଆମେ ତାକୁ ପକେଇଲୁ ସେ ସବୁ ଜଳିଲା, ସେ ଧୂଆଁ ହେଇକି ଉପରକୁ ଗଲା, ଉପରେ ତାକୁ ଗଡ ରିସିଭ କଲା. So Agni god or fire god will become intermediary between the god in the heaven and we people on the ground. Hence Agni will become the second prominent god in the Rig Vedic age. The third prominent god will be Varuna, Varun, that is personified water. And next god will be Maruta, personified air or storms. Female divinities be Achanti, Aditi and Usha, right? Dawn and dusk. Sandhya belo and kono na bhor, dawn and dusk. Bujiuchi? So these were primarily, if you see all these things, this is more or less the needs of the human beings when his intellect is in no position to not to justify. Hence he will pull the god, and the nature of god will be according to his need. ओडिया लोक पखाल खाती, जगन्नाथ भी पखाल खाऊंट एंड वाइस वर्षा. हम पर जहाँ थी अकॉर्डिंगली हम गॉड भी सेया करेंगे एंड वाइस वर्षा. बुझी द गॉड कॉन्सेप्ट. इंद्र प्राइमरी गॉड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस. सेकंड इज फायर गॉड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस. थर्ड वन इज वरुण. नेक्स्ट इज मारुता. द फीमेल डिविनिटीज वर आल्सो देयर, आदित्य एंड उषा. Rig Vedic phase रे start होची जिनसो. Last point, spiritual salvation कथा कोठी कुहाइनी, but exactly सही काम जोथि पई कि तम माने टेंपल जाउछ कि मॉस्क जाउछ कि चर्च जाउछ. एग्जैक्ट तम माने जाउछ प्रभु टिके प्रीलिम्स क्लियर करि दियो, चाकिटा हेलानी मोर, this that and all this worldly needs मागिया को जाउछ. Similarly Rig Vedic phase रे भी सी ताको गॉड को थू मागुथिले spiritual upliftment, end of miseries, salvation, moksha. यार किसी thought process नथिला. सेटा later Vedic phase रे आसियो when there will be a reaction against the Vedic dominancy and Upanishads will come into picture. Later Vedic phase रे salvation सेतेबेले आसियो. ता आगुरु salvation कथा केही कहउनांती. Exactly the similar way you go to temple or mosque or church and ask for something materialistic benefit from God, they were also doing the same thing. बुझेला?
Yes, sir.
Before starting later
Sir,
Vedic,
Rig Vedic.
का
Sir, Rig Vedic period रे worshipping system रे women's participation थिला कि नाही
थिला.
ना समस्त करि परिबे worship?
वर्शिप समस्त कर परिबे.
Yes.
वर्शिप समस्त कर परिबे. Later Vedic phase रे भी करि परिबे. Temple system dominancy, we'll see why women were not allowed, but that is not within the ambit of syllabus, but still we'll do it. Later Vedic phase रे gradually एटा केमिति खराब हे जिवो, we'll see to it. का
Yes.
now you know पूरा फेज रे जो टर्म रे बुझी परिबनी कहबा, आई विल एक्सप्लेन अगेन, बट यू हैव नो अदर ऑप्शन देन टू रीड आर शर्मा. तमन भितर के जणा आर शर्मा पढी के आछो?
Yes, sir.
Read it. Once you read R.S. Sharma, I assure you, you have a national standing. Forget Odisha, Bhubaneswar, Cuttack, this, that, and all. You are at par with the highest coaching centers of India, top class, so-called जहाँ भी जो दिल्ली स्टैंडर्ड नहीं कि तुम्हें ठिया जो खाली अरे एक क्लास पर आर शर्मा पढ़े घटना चक्र लगा तार गोटे टेस्ट सीरीज पढ़ दे आग तापर लिखिया simply do this ancient history no one can just really beat you by saying this you know for the 10 mandals you know about Zen Avesta you know about Sapta Sindhu region you know about dasas you know dasyus you know about the tribal warfare you know panchajanas you know bharatas tristus battle of 10 kings then the Purus will clubbed up. Bharatas and Purus will clubbed up to become Purus. Kurukshetra mein next in Koriva. You know about their agriculture, their control on horses. You know war for the cows, that is Gavasti. You know Ayash. You know Samudra. Samudra does not necessarily means ocean, but it is collection of water. You know about the tribal polity. You know Rajan. You know Sabha. You know Samiti. You know Bidhata. You know Purohita, Senani, no collection of tax system. You know Brajapati, Gramini, gradually the Gramini will become Brajapati, no civil system, no standing army. Why you know the things? You know kingship, you know Jana, you know Vesh, you know Grama, you know Sangrama. Even you know why boys or the male child was being desired from God. You know about the social divisions. Three divisions basically: the warrior class, the priestly class, and the Sudras, and the Rig Vedic gods. Why Indra is the most specific god. Indra was called as Purandara, means destroyer of fort. Fort भांगी दूची सी, and that is the highest need. थोड़े fort भांगिला, तमु गाय मिल जियो. Hence, that is the biggest hell. That Indra will become the highest god. Then intermediary god or the second highest god will be Agni, then Maruta, then Varuna, then Aditi Usha, and the worship was for materialistic benefit, not for that of the spiritual upliftment. More or less, not a single concept left in understanding of the Rig Veda and the Aryans, upcoming of Aryans to India. Before going there, we'll start now the most vital topic, that is the later Vedic phase. Later Vedic phase I mean a broader topic start kariya. Before going there is something called as Varna system and caste system. Now I'll tell you the Varna and caste na mane kono. Very specifically we'll deal with Varna now. Before going, let me share you this. Now tell me what are the four Varnas you know. Chatur Varnasrama. Things will get concretized in Gupta phase, but will get started in later Vedic phase. I mean, tinta podche, it is concretized है कि चार ही हो. Now, what are the four Varnas you know? Tell. Arpit, what are the four Varnas you know?
So, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras.
Mane? What does that mean?
So, Brahmanas je knowledge हरिका देबे, like तापरे Kshatriyas protectors, and Vaishyas जो माने trade and commerce करिवे, और Shudras जो माने service देबे.
Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen? Can you see
Yes,
my
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now there are four Varnas. कौन है जी देख. The first Varna are the Brahmins. Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras. Before going there, now listen. For any society, forget this, there's four things. Now we are dealing with Manusmriti, which will come as late as Gupta phase. But listen it now. For any society, let it be modern society, let it be US or India or even Afghanistan or Syria, Somalia, anything. For any society to become civilized, you need to have that intellectual class or that teacher class or those gurus. ଯେତେବେଳେ ତମମାନେ ଜନ୍ମ ହେଇଥିଲ, you do not have any knowledge. So the first guru to give you knowledge of this world was your mother, then your father. So the first teacher or the guru means who will take you out of the darkness. The one who took you out of the darkness for the first time in your life was your mother. Hence, she is the first teacher. The teacher will take you out of corner darkness. Hence, you'll become something called as civilized. So now, civilized will make you different from that of the animals. Animalistic tendency तुमको की गोटे कौन करो ना बाहर को नवा तापे गुरु दरकार हुए. For that, you need to have those intellectual class. एने very recently कौन इतला COVID इतला vaccines were needed to be made. So गोटे knowledgeable intellectual class or a scientific class should come out and should make the vaccines. Without this intellectual class, the society would have collapsed. They would not have been called as civilized. To make civilized, we need that intellectual class. Hence, intellectual class will guide the society from darkness towards light. Without this light, we will become what? We'll become animalistic. We do not want to remain in an animalistic way. So the society needs this so-called class, and in the later Vedic phase or Manusmriti, they will be called as Brahminical class. It has nothing to do with birth. It has nothing to do with anything. Who guides the society towards enlightenment are called as Brahmins. Without them, any society will collapse. At the time when the vaccine came, those who made vaccines were the Brahminical class out of their knowledge. Your teacher in the schools, irrespective of their caste, were Brahmins. The professors in the college, irrespective of their caste, are Brahmins. They have taken you, they have given you light. Without this enlightened class, the society will become animalistic. Thus, every society needs this class. They are called as Brahminical class. Any doubt on the Brahminical concept? I cannot see you. Say fast.
सिंपली ब्राह्मणिकल क्लास माने जो माने प्रीस्टली क्लास जो माने कि वर्शिप करि परिबे पूजा करि परिबे जो माने
ना priestly class सेटा आगु गछि. Priestly class are only those class which have a control on the temples or mosques or churches. That is priestly class. Priest knowledge class is called as Brahminical class. I'm not talking about caste. I'm talking about what? I'm talking about Varna. Varna. Okay, Varna system is on the basis of gunas. Varna system रा basis होची ठीक रे बुझियो ए क्लास टा. Varna system रा basis होची गुण. गुण decide करिबो तोर occupation, not vice versa. Everyone do not want to become a warrior. समस्त soldier हवा ପାଇଁ चाहू नाहंती. बहुत कम पिला चाहती जे कि आईपीएस हवा. बहुत कम पिला चाहती जे कि सोल्जर हवा ପାଇଁ चाहे. Thus they have the traits of it. Hence, guna will decide your occupation. Occupation will decide your varna. The varna will be decided by these gunas. Those who wants to give knowledge to the society, in return they do not want anything. तेणुकरी गुरु दक्षिणाटा फोर्स नुह जहाँ पिला देई पारला. Gradually that will become a corrupt system. याकर भितर small amount of people will go and occupy the temples or the church or the mosques. So they will be called as priestly class. All the priestly class could be Brahmins, but not vice versa. Without this so-called intellectual class, not so-called, without this intellectual class, Which Indian context says as Brahmins? I'm not talking about caste. So without this class, the society will become animalistic. To keep the society in an enlightened way, we want this class. Let it be US or Afghanistan. Afghanistan is suffering because they do not have this intellectual class. They have this priestly class. The trouble will be created by this priestly class. The trouble with intellectual class, irrespective of their caste, but they will, according to Manusmriti, they will be called as Brahmins. Afghanistan is suffering because of what? Because of this priestly class. Total focus on religion, nothing else. No intellectual or reason-based. Reason use karna nahi kaise mane. Blind faith hai chalchandi priestly class. Hence, to get that enlightenment or that what renaissance, you need this intellectual class. Every society needs it. In Manusmriti, they are called as Brahmins. Gradually, corruption will come into picture in the due process of time. We'll see to that later. Bujela Brahminical class.
Yes, sir.
The second significant class is Kshatriyas. What does that mean? Be practical. Seteବେଳେ time re kono ebe bi, if you dare to, wildest imagination, if you dare to take your army out of Kashmir, rest will be history. If you dare to take AF UPSPA from that of the northeastern zones, the trouble will again come up. Forget everything. To खाली कटक भुवनेश्वर ट्रैफिक पुलिस काढ़ी देखे, the traffic will collapse. Forget armed forces. Traffic police काढ़ी देखिबू, the traffic system will collapse. Hence, for any society to survive, to exist, we need a warrior class, not necessarily king. Those who can go and fight. This warrior class will safeguard your tribe, or your Jana, or Janapada, or Mahajanapada, or your nation. Nation को safeguard करी रखिया ପାଇଁ कि तमको लोक दरकार है. Everyone cannot become Kshatriya. They are called as Kshatriyas, irrespective of their caste. Whatever your caste might be, if you are a part of Indian Army, or Air Force, or Marine, or Navy, or CRPF, according to Manusmriti, you will be Kshatriya, irrespective of your religion. Even if you are a Muslim, according to Manusmriti, you will be a Kshatriya. You are the warrior class. Everyone cannot be a warrior. समस्तଙ୍କର warrior हबार नहीं. किछि किछि लोक चाहती, किछि किछि ग्रुप सेम थाए, जेमती जाट्स of northern India, Delhi belt, Haryana belt, Marathas, and Khandayats, Pikers. They were kono. As they were fighting for their state, they were called as Kshatriyas. US is a strong nation, world's number one, because of its hard power. That hard power is being done by those who know called as Kshatriyas. Without Kshatriyas, nothing is a possibility. Your guna to fight will decide your occupation. You become a soldier, hence you become a Kshatriya. It has nothing to do with birth. Everyone cannot go and fight. Without Kshatriyas, society, state or nation will collapse. So without Brahmin, society will collapse. Without Kshatriya, society will collapse. So these two are highly needed. Manusmriti says, so these are the basic four organs of the society. Kshatriya is clear?
They are interlinked, dependent to each other.
They are, if all the four sections are the part of the society. So all four are dependent on each other. Without the four, 1, 2, 3, 4, even the Sudras or the Vaishyas or the Kshatriyas or the Brahmins, nothing is a possibility. We need all the four organs within the society. It has nothing to do with birth. It has something to do with your gunas. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Then see, be practical. But everything needs money. Bina tamara kisi houni. And everyone cannot do business. The Ambanis can do business very specifically, with all due respect. The Marwadis are better businessmen than the Odias. Not necessarily, but mostly. Katakare, most of the Vepara, mu dekhiya bhitere, I could be wrong. are being controlled by the Marwadis. ମୁଁ ଯାଇଥିଲି ଜୟପୁର, not ଜୟପୁର, ଆମର ଓଡ଼ିଶା ଜୟପୁର. ସେଠି ଯେତକ ମିଠା ଦୋକାନ ଦେଖିଲି were being controlled by those days. Now I do not know. Were being controlled by that of the Marwadis. They have the tendency of doing business. Everyone cannot do business. Hence, you need to have that guna so that will become an occupation. So that you will become vaishyas. You will generate wealth. Wealth does not mean only money. You will generate wealth for the society. Hence, so that a salaried standing army can stand. The Brahminical class are not earning anything. They also need to be fed. The money will come from whom? Now by this Vaishya class. This Vaishya class will give. They need to generate, so they will go for trade and commerce, international trade and commerce. They will generate the things. Even they will produce the food. ଖାଦ୍ୟ ବନେଇବେ ସେମାନେ. They will become the agriculturist class also. Hence, without Vaishyas, practically nothing is a possibility. Clear? Vaishyas, everyone cannot do business. Hence, Brahmins, Kshatriyas, and the Vaishyas, all the three are needed for the society to survive and exist. Are you done with Vaishyas? Clear? Any doubt on Vaishyas? Any doubt in Vaishyas?
No, sir.
The final one is Sudras. Now listen. Manusmriti says, for any society to exist, to make it humanistic, we need to have that what? We need to have that service class. Everyone cannot give service. Right? Mother Teresa was giving service. It is not practically possible. ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କର ଇଚ୍ଛା ହୁଏନି ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ଯାଇକି service ଦେବାକୁ. NGOs are doing service. Even this coaching center is a service class. By that logic, the coaching so-called teacher is not a Brahmin. He is a Sudra. This is a Sudra industry. Google, Microsoft, Ola, Uber, right? Including that of the Zomato. Any service class or anything which gives service to the society is called as a Sudra society. Today, the global economy is based on Sudra economy. India is getting highest revenue from its Sudra economy or service sector. Getting Google, the highest companies of the world, according to that of the Manusmriti, is a service sector. What a flood heichi, loko maruchanti, the NGOs are going and working out. That is a Sudra section. The good governance, giving service to the society. Good governance is a Sudra concept. Getting whichever is giving a service is a Sudra concept. Without that service, the humanity will not exist. For the sustenance of the humanity, all the three are in the top slots are needed. Even the fourth one is needed. That is the true essence of what? Of service. तापरे मनुस्मृति कहूची कौन ना ब्रह्म अछंती ब्रह्मंकर पाटिरु बाहरचंती के ना ब्राह्मण ब्रह्मंकर हातरु किंबा कांधुरु बाहरचंती के ना क्षत्रिय जंघ किंबा गोड़रु बाहरचंती किए ना वैश्यस पादरु किए बाहरचंती ना शूद्रस आ ब्रह्मंकर पद सेवा ही करा जाए ब्रह्म को जतले हमें पुष्पांजलि दो पादरे ही दो सेवा जतले करू चरण रे ही करू. So that does not mean Sudras are inferiors. No, they are. Even if they are from the feet, that is the feet of Brahma, not human feet. The mouth. So all these things are what? Symbolic. So there is. So even if there is a division is horizontal, not not vertical. A chapter now go and see in US every civilized society which is a successful society is because of the existence of the four varnas everywhere in every society. Who wote varna jadi miss kar jauchi then society will collapse. So this was the understanding of Mahatma Gandhi. Why I'm saying you this way? Because in Indian class, on the modern history class, I will skip out this. I will skip out this part by saying कि एटा तमरा आगु सरी एची. Gandhi एटा प्रबुस्थिव in a very bit. All these things have also been known to Ambedkar, but there will be a rift between Ambedkar and Gandhi. Why? Under what circumstances? We'll see to it later. As of now, leave it. Hence, all the four things or all the four aspects are needed for any society to exist. Today, globally, the economy is based on, even the US economy more or less is also based on something called as Sudra economy. That is Google, Hegala, Meta, that is Facebook, Hegala, and other things is more or less, it's a service sector. Clear? And Chinese economy more or less is a Vaishya sector. Manufacturing industry, it's a Vaishya sector. Coaching industry, Sudra sector. Mother Teresa, ସମସ୍ତେ leprosy patients ମାନଙ୍କର ଯାଇକି take care କରିପାରିବେନି, ସମସ୍ତେ କରିପାରିବେନି. Mother Teresa can do. By that sense, she's a Sudra. Do you think she was an inferior life? She was one of the highest creation of God. Yes or no? In this sense, so even if there is a division, the division is on the basis of guna, not on the basis of birth. बहुत लोगों को एमती गुण थाए. According to their guna, society should give them their own work. So आज एटा कास्ट नुह तेणु करी ऋग्वेद कहूची गोटे घरे जदि गोटे लोकर चारटा पुओ थिबो, पुओ कहूची स्पेसिफिकली चारटा पुओ थिबो, से चारि जण चारटा वर्णर हेई परिबे. Emiti, in the due process of time, later Vedic phase, we'll talk about Gotra. My Gotra is Bharadwaja, but I am not a Brahmin. How is that a possibility? In the due process of time, we'll come to see. Clear? So this is the essence of Kanana Varna system. But it is a very natural thing. Amitav Bachchan no puo hochi Abhishek Bachchan, ta puo actor habo. Chonki Pandey jhiyo na hochi Ananya Pandey, ta jhiyo actor habo. Ravina Tandon jhiyo be aschi. Sera sab habo. The gradually things will become hereditary. How that will become caste in the later Vedic phase, we'll see to that also. बुझला जाति कास्ट माने जाति तू से थ्रू जात होउछ मु तमनु तुम कास्ट पचारी तुम तमरा कास्ट कहि परियो but varna is not fixed. Your guna will decide your occupation and hence will decide your varna. Your jati could be fixed but not your varna. Gandhi was saying this. Gandhi eya कहउथला. Hence, Gandhi supported the Varna system. Ambedkar in the due process of time that आगू करिया कहे कि देखो भाई गांधी जी अपन ठीक कथा कहउचनी मु मानली but that Varna has become caste. केमती caste हला हमें ताकू next class रे करिया as of now leave it. But that Varna has become caste. Now that caste is taking its religious sanction from that of the Varna. Varna is taking religious sanction from that of the Manusmriti. Hence, to get rid of the caste system, we need to get rid of the Varna system. Thus, Varna system is wrong. बुझेला
आउटपुट
गांधी कहउचंदी एटा आगु को अछि बट स्टिल गांधी कहउचंदी मु जो साइले तुमको इने चारटा वर्ण बुझेली मनुस्मृति अनुसार गांधी कहउचन सी अंबेडकर all the four parts, all the four are equally necessary for that any society to exist. Sudras, Vaishyas, Kshatriyas and the Brahmins. चारटा को दरकार. सेटा Gandhi was against caste system but was in favor of Varna system because of this. He was against the evils of the caste system, against the evils of the untouchability. काहेकि हेतिला कहितला गांधी क्लास करिया आज ऑफ नो लिव अंबेडकर कुची ना गांधी you are wrong. Just because you are from an upper caste, you have not suffered the sufferings which I went through. So do not tell me these stories. Now listen, Gandhi. जाति कास्ट सिस्टम तार सैंक्शन रिलीजियस सैंक्शन आणुची वर्ण सिस्टम तार रिलीजियस स्टैम्प बाजिची मनुस्मृति जदि कास्ट सिस्टम को खत्म जदि नष्ट करार अच्छे ताले वर्णटा को भी भूल कहू पड़ो वर्णटा को भूल कहले मनुस्मृति को भी भूल कह पड़ो तेणुक आम्बेडकर कहते मनुस्मृति भूल डिस्पाइट ऑफ द फैक्ट से निजे स्टेटमेंट देइचंती कि वर्ण सिस्टम और कास्ट सिस्टम अलग जी बुझी पारन आज ऑफ नाउ नॉट नीडेड विल स्पेसिफिकली डील विथ गांधी किसी क्लास कला परे आम्बेडकर किसी क्लास कला परे मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री क्लास हम बुझो से स्टिल देन क्लियर हैला ना किसी डाउट अछि
Yes, sir.
So this is the basic essence of something called as वर्ण सिस्टम या आगु को मु कहबी वर्ण तू बुझिबु वर्ण तापर मु कहबी कास्ट तू बुझिबु कास्ट डू नॉट इंटरमिक्स इट आगु को एते जिंस पुन थरे बुझे हबनी जोठी वर्ण कहबी तू सेठी कोन करिवु वर्ण बुझिबु जेमिति ओडिसा रे गोटे कास्ट अछि गोटे टाइटल अछि महाराणा ओडिसा भितर जनरल भी अछंती ओबीसी भी अछंती एससी भी अछंती द सेम महाराणा अछंती कोठी नॉर्थ इंडिया रे दैट जनरल कैटेगरी और अपर कास्ट केमथि हला we'll see those things वर्मा northern states रे OBC the same Burma in the southern states are Kshatriyas upper caste we'll see in the due process of time how Varna will become caste later Vedic phase next तेणुकरी same जेमती मोर इन गोत्र अच्छी Bharadwaja still I am not a Brahmin how that happened all these things will be dealt in your later Vedic phase but as of now this much concept should be enough for you to understand guna will determine your occupation will determine your varna hence occupation there tu kon kshatriya hochu tor guna semti अछि not vice versa guna determine करछु तोर वर्ण कोन होबो this much is clear
Yes, sir.
so Dandali
Yes, sir.
before starting so tomorrow we'll start later Vedic phase आज एतिक थाउ one part is done kali हम start करे कोन later Vedic phase होला few more concepts will come tell me Indus Valley civilization and Rig Vedic phase रे doubt किछि नै तो
No, sir.
we'll meet tomorrow mostly same time